General Hospital spoilers. Shocking alliance. Is DA Turner secretly working with Sidwell? Port Charles had always been a town of secrets, but lately, the darkness seemed to creep closer than ever. The headlines were buzzing. Ned Quatermain dead. Drew Kane arrested. The Quatermain empire shaken. But amid the chaos, one question rose above all. Was District Attorney Grant Turner secretly in league with the city's most notorious corporate criminal, Marcus Sidwell? The morning sun filtered through the tall windows of the district attorney's office, casting long shadows over the mahogany desk where D.A. Turner sat, his expression unreadable. His tie was perfectly knotted, his posture immaculate. But the eyes told a story of hidden pressure. Sir, his assistant, Laura Pierce, entered with a file. The Sidwell investigation. There's something off. The warrants came through too fast. It's like someone upstairs greased the wheels. Turner's fingers paused mid-motion. He looked up slowly. Be careful, Laura, he said, his voice smooth but cold. In Port Charles, people who ask too many questions end up regretting it. Laura swallowed hard. She'd heard whispers about Turner's meteoric rise, his sudden access to powerful allies, his ability to make charges disappear. And about Sidwell, the man whose shadow stretched across the city like a spider's web. Meanwhile, across town, Carly Spencer stood behind the bar at the Metro Court, pouring herself a cup of coffee. She'd been through wars, deaths, and resurrections, but this was different. Drew was behind bars for Ned's death, and she could feel something larger brewing beneath the surface. Carly, Sam McCall said, sliding into a seat. You've heard about Sidwell being cleared of the offshore account charges. Carly looked up sharply. Cleared? That's impossible. The SEC had him dead to rights. Sam leaned closer, her eyes sharp. It's Turner. He's been signing off on Sidwell's motions, one after another. It's like he's protecting him. Carly's grip tightened on the cup. Then we find out why. In the visiting room of Pentonville, Drew Kane sat across from Sonny Corinthos, his jaw set, his eyes burning with frustration. Sonny, I didn't kill Ned, Drew said. You know that. He was poisoned, and someone wanted it pinned on me. Sonny leaned back, his voice low and deliberate. Yeah, I know. But whoever's behind this isn't just playing games. Turner's been on my radar for weeks. He's got Sidwell's fingerprints all over his deals. Drew frowned. Sidwell again. The guy's untouchable. Maybe not, Sonny said, glancing at the guard's reflection in the glass. If Turner's really working with him, we'll find proof. But Drew, keep your mouth shut in here. If they know you're digging, you won't make it out alive. Drew nodded. He wasn't afraid of prison. He'd seen worse, but something about this setup felt calculated. Too clean. Too efficient. The Quatermain estate had become a house of ghosts. Olivia sat at the piano, her hands trembling as she touched the keys. Brooke Lynn stood near the fireplace, watching her mother's silent pain. Ma, Brooke Lynn whispered, you need to rest. You haven't slept in days. Olivia shook her head. Ned's death wasn't an accident. I can feel it. And Drew being arrested, it's a diversion. From the doorway, Tracy Quatermain entered, her presence commanding. You're damn right it's a diversion. Turner's been manipulating this investigation from day one. I called in a few favors. He's been having closed-door meetings with Marcus Sidwell for months. Brooke Lynn froze. Wait, Turner and Sidwell? Why would the DA risk his career? Trace's lips curved into a thin smile. Power, dear. Always power. Sidwell's been trying to take control of ELQ through shell corporations. Turner's making sure the law stays blind while he does it. Olivia's eyes filled with tears. So Ned died because of ELQ. Trace's voice hardened. Because he knew too much. That night, Sam met with Curtis Ashford at the Savoy. The place was half empty, the jazz music soft and slow. Curtis placed a flash drive on the table. This came from one of my contacts at the PCPD, he said. Turner's office has been scrubbing digital trails linked to Sidwell Industries. Every transaction rerouted through dummy accounts overseas. Sam plugged the drive into her laptop. Her eyes widened as she scrolled. These are court documents, sealed ones. Turner signed half of them himself. Curtis nodded. There's more. The poison used on Ned came from a pharmaceutical subsidiary owned by, guess who? Sidwell. Sam's stomach dropped. So Sidwell killed Ned, and Turner's helping cover it up. Looks that way, Curtis said grimly.
But we'll need more than suspicion.
We need Turner to incriminate himself. Sam looked up, determination hardening her face. Then we set a trap. Inside a dimly lit parking garage, D.A. Turner stepped out of his black sedan. Marcus Sidwell was already there, sleek suit, smug grin, the kind of man who always believed he was untouchable. "You're late," Sidwell said. Turner adjusted his cufflinks. "You don't rush the law, Marcus. I've already delayed the subpoena. But Drew's case is getting messy." Sidwell smirked. "Let it. The longer the Quartermains tear each other apart, the less attention they'll pay to us. You'll get your money, Turner. Just make sure no one connects me to the poison." "Relax," Turner replied. "By the time this is over, they'll all believe Drew Kane snapped under pressure." From the shadows, a small device blinked red, Sam's recorder. Curtis watched from his car, heart pounding. He whispered into his comms, "We've got him." But just then, headlights flared behind him, and two black SUVs boxed him in. Curtis barely had time to react before men in dark suits stepped out, guns drawn. Sidwell turned his head, a slow, cruel smile spreading across his face. "You didn't think I'd come alone, did you?" By morning, the Savoy was crawling with police. Curtis had been found unconscious, his recording device smashed. Sam paced anxiously as Dante Falconeri questioned her. "Sam, I know you're telling the truth," Dante said. "But without the recording, it's just your word against the DA's." Sam slammed her hand on the table. "Turner's working with Sidwell. How many more people have to die before someone listens?" Dante sighed. "You're not wrong. But if I go after the DA without solid evidence, my badge is toast." Carly entered the room, her phone in hand. "Then let's find another way." She turned the screen toward them, a video feed from the Metro Court's security cameras. "Turner met Sidwell here 2 nights ago. He thought no one noticed." "But my cameras don't miss a thing." Sam's eyes widened. "You've got footage." Carly nodded. "Enough to put him under a microscope." That evening, the Port Charles Herald exploded with headlines. Turner stormed into his office, slamming the newspaper onto the desk. "Who leaked this?" Laura, his assistant, stepped forward. "Maybe the people you've been lying to finally had enough." He glared at her. "You don't understand what you're doing." "Oh, I understand perfectly," Laura shot back. "You've been selling justice to the highest bidder. And now, everyone knows." Turner's phone buzzed. Sidwell's voice came through, tight with fury. "You'd better fix this, Turner. If I go down, I'm taking you with me." Turner's jaw clenched. "Then maybe it's time you disappeared." At Pier 47, the wind howled over the docks. Carly, Sam, and Sonny stood behind a stack of crates, watching as Turner approached Sidwell, gun in hand. Sidwell sneered. "You think killing me fixes this?" "No," Turner said, raising the gun. "But it buys me time." Before he could pull the trigger, Sonny's voice rang out. "Drop it, Turner." The DA spun around, and Sonny fired a warning shot that echoed across the pier. Dante emerged from the shadows, gun drawn. "It's over, Turner. We've got your confession on live surveillance." Turner's eyes darted around. "You can't stop what's already in motion." Sidwell laughed bitterly. "He's right. You take us down, and the people we work for will still own this city." Sam stepped forward. "Then we start tearing them down one by one." Turner lunged, and a struggle broke out. The gun fired, a flash, a scream. When the smoke cleared, Sidwell lay on the ground, bleeding, and Turner was on his knees, handcuffed. Dante called it in. "Officer down, situation avoided. Both suspects in custody." 2 days later, Port Charles began to breathe again. Drew was released from prison, cleared of all charges. Olivia visited him at the Metro Court, tears in her eyes. "Ned would have wanted this," she said softly. "The truth, no matter how painful." Drew nodded. He deserved justice. And we're not done yet. Turner and Sidwell weren't working alone. Carly joined them, setting down 3 glasses. To Ned, and to surviving Port Charles. They clinked their glasses, the moment heavy but hopeful. As the camera panned across the city skyline, a black limousine pulled up in front of the courthouse. Inside, a figure watched the chaos unfold on a tablet, the footage of Turner's arrest replaying silently. A woman's voice spoke from the shadows. Turner did his job. Sidwell played his part. Now, it's time for phase 2.
The driver nodded.
What about Corinthus? The woman smiled faintly. He'll never see it coming. The door closed, and the limo vanished into the night, leaving Port Charles on the edge of another storm. The next morning, a single envelope appeared on Carly's doorstep. Inside was a photo, Turner shaking hands with a man whose face was half hidden in shadow. On the back, a handwritten note read. Carly's hands trembled as she turned the photo toward the light. The man in the picture wasn't Sidwell.
It was someone far worse. Fade out. To be continued.